Jalen has the most almost dunks posters on people of anyone because he attacks you hard, man. Oh, man.
Tatum just 2 for 7.
How about Jaylen Brown? No better. Filling in the cock it back like that just a little bit too hard. He was trying to make sure that it went down over the 7-footer and Embiid not being able, just not getting the finish.
Jaylen just 1 of 9 from the field. Jason Tatum just 2 of 7.
Good defense right there by Javonte Green. If you want to earn time in preseason, you do it by doing the little things, executing on plays, running the correct routes, and then playing defense, fighting over screens, and getting some tough rebounds.
Led to the travel by Curry. This is Grant Williams, got the step.
Tell you what, Grant Williams really has shown me something. And for a lot of you college players that are undersized, out of position, take a note from Grant Williams' playbook. He's improved his game. He's become a pretty good three-point shooter, solid with no defense on him if needed. But more importantly, he's been able to go out and guard three-point shooters and even try to stay with 7-footers that are much bigger than he is.
Embiid drew the foul. Grant Williams did go through a very difficult stretch shooting threes at one point last season.
This season, Kia's got great deals on our
daw matambok, baratong ang lison. Nanganugon ako na makita ng iba. Kimpalit ko dayon, ang tahong ni Carla. Pag uli habalay, diretso ko ginluto. Jimbo ka ambot niya, ngang gintilawang ko. Ako in humangahan, ngan napausa. Mapula-pulangan, mahumok ang tahong niya. Matarotam is manatok, maharang-harang. Naiibahan tahong ako natitilawan, oh tahong makarog-karog, makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Oh tahong makarog-karog, makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Gintistingan ko, liwat pagprituha, bangin mas marasa kontra ang ginisa. Ginhugasan hin maupay, ngang ginsunad, gimpahiran hin margarin nga diri magmaluad. Ako inabutukan ang akong pagtulon, kay mas marasa pa kontra nimported nga tahong. Ginkaon nga tanan, pati ang balayan. Waray nabiling ngan waray ko may gingkaragan. Nangurog ka nagtuhod, nganan akong paa. Agihan tahong ni Carla nga marasa. Pulosan akong t-shirt nga akong ginlubas. Agihang paggawas, haaking balhas. Oh tahong makarog-karog, makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. 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 Kada adlaw nga pagkikita namon ni Carla, may ada ko na kinabag sa iya. Nagkakagusto na ako kang Carla, agihang tahong niya nga marasa. Pag sumati ko, nga gusto ko hiya, ako inalipay hanggin baton niya. Hato pa daw hampag kita namon, may ada na daw hiya. Gusto na ha akon paglabay lahin, mga tulog ka bulan,
postseason predictions for your chance to win. Play free at NBA.com/pick'em. Sixers have led by as many as 12. They have led most of the way. They had 10 assists in the first quarter. And second quarter, no assists, 6 turnovers, but still have the lead up by 9 now. Sixers just 1 of 9 from three-point range, and they're hoping that their additions of Danny Green and Seth Curry certainly improve the three-point shooting as the season develops. As Jaylen Brown has had his shooting difficulties tonight. Tobias Harris.
That's where you like him. 2-3 dribbles off the pick and roll and knocking it down.
And again, Brown comes up short. Harris going 1-on-3, had it knocked aside last touch by Tobias. Of course, the NBA Competition Committee voted unanimously the other day to expand active rosters on game days from 13 to 15, and the Board of Governors will vote on this in a couple of days. In light of COVID issues, it's very likely to be approved, I would think.
I would hope so. We've seen it in football with extra men being added to the practice squad and even being able to be inserted up to just a few minutes before the game. I think we just have to be prepared that the only constant, and this is going to be changed, and I look forward to the NBA Board of Governors hopefully definitely improving that so that a lot of other young guys will get the chance. And for those young guys that are coming into the end of these benching the roster, hopefully they realize that this is going to be a real opportunity, and hopefully they take advantage of
it. Here's Teague, able to drill it. Jeff Teague, who once the season starts, will be playing at the point with Kemba Walker sitting it out with the knee problems. Jeff Teague in his 12th season out of Wake Forest. Just over a minute left in the first half. Embiid not able to hit. But Embiid has been the story offensively for the Sixers here in the first half, as Jaylen Brown is fouled. Jaylen looking at a 1-for-11 stat line in this first half.
There's time to do it. Get it out into the preseason.
Yeah. Foul committed by Embiid. Jaylen Brown coming off an outstanding season. And is usually so explosive going to the rim. Average 20 a game. Shot 38% from 3, 6 rebounds a game. So Boston now within 4 after trailing by as many as 12. Harris with the runner and gets the roll.
So when you want to see the Celtics run something efficient for their best 2 players, whether Tatum or Brown, you know that you're going to spread the floor. Teague, a veteran guard, is going to get someone involved, but you just don't want them to be stagnant with bad shots in the offensive end. Speaking of stagnant, with the bad shot at the offensive end, there you go.
Kept alive by the Celtics. Final seconds of the half. Here's Tatum on the drive. That is the end of the first half. Sixers with a 6-point lead over the Celtics. Sixers led by Embiid with 18 points. Halftime in Philadelphia.
We love the new apartment.
The natural light is amazing.
Hardwood floors.
There is a bit of a clogging problem.
At least Geico makes it easy to bundle our renters and car insurance.
Yeah, helping us save even more.
For bundling made easy, go to geico.com.
T-Mobile is upgrading its network at a record pace. We were the first to bring 5G nationwide. And now that Sprint is a part of T-Mobile, we're turning up the speed, upgrading over 1,000 towers a month with ultra-capacity 5G to bring speeds as fast as Wi-Fi to cities and towns across America. And we're adding more every week. Coverage and speed. Who says you can't have it all?
If you were to attend a party with all of history's most influential people, the creators, the innovators, the pioneers, you'd notice a common theme. But if you were to choose one mother or father to throw such a party, it would have to be the father of tequila. Cuervo Tradicional since 1795, the father of tequila.
Shall I put her in snow mode?
Nope.
What about off-road mode?
Nah.
Sport mode it is. Let's see what this baby can do.
Or we could check out that farmer's market.
You know what? I'll be in chill mode if anyone needs me.
ProPilot Assist with NaviLink. Available on the all-new Nissan Rogue.
DraftKings is giving out an early holiday gift to celebrate hoops being back. A shot for new customers to play free for millions with their first deposit. Just craft a lineup of players who you think will pocket you some cold, hard cash. With loads of December Millionaire contests, it's never been easier to put the win in winter. So download the app, take your free shot at millions in prizes, and slay the holiday hoops. DraftKings, make it rain.
This right here, this is that new Powerade Power Water. That right there is me about to dunk so hard your ancestors will feel it. This is my team getting so hot the rock becomes a fiery ball of greatness. This is my squad raining so many threes, meteorologists will call this
Tropical Storm Bucket!
And this is me just getting started. New Powerade Power Water. More power from me.
Auctions.nba.com, your premier source for NBA memorabilia.
Halftime of our opening TNT preseason game. It was back on October the 3rd. Doc Rivers hired as the head coach of the Sixers, and the hiring came just 5 days after he was let go by the Clippers after a disappointing second-round loss to the Denver Nuggets in the 2020 NBA playoffs. Recently, Doc sat down with our Jared Greenberg and discussed what he learned from his time in L.A.
And the Denver Nuggets eliminate the heavily favored Clippers. A shocking upset for the Clippers. This is a collapse they'll think about all summer.
Big news coming out of the left coast. The Los Angeles Clippers, after 7 seasons, have moved on from Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers reportedly flew across the country to meet with 76ers owner. He reportedly reached an agreement on a deal to become their next coach.
Doc, I'm always curious to know, what you've learned from your experience, from your previous stop in LA with the Clippers, that will make you a different or better coach that you can apply to this upcoming season.
Well, I think you learn all the time. I think from my coaching career, I've been pretty good. Had a lot of success as a coach. Would have been great to have won it last year. I thought talent-wise, and I still believe that he had enough talent. Sure, clearly as a coach, he could have done better. As a player, they could have done better. So overall, very pleased with what happened there. I just didn't like the way it ended last year. We're excited to introduce our new head coach, Doc Rivers. I really just can't wait to get to work. I love Lisa's beer and with Elton. I am looking forward to turning this into a championship.
You look at Philadelphia, I think their team points to how important chemistry is.
We spent a lot of time in Philadelphia talking about whether Ben and Joel fit.
How do you get the best out of two players that at times it's confusing when they're on the court together?
Well, it should. This is what I would say. It shouldn't look confusing. There's enough room on the court for both of them. If you're the only one that can do great, then you can't win, right? And great players have had the ability to be great and create enough space and room for someone else and many other players to be great as well. And that's what I want those two guys to do. They belong on the floor, they do fit in a lot of ways, and they'll go every night to making the other guy better. I think that's what incredible.
Let me be the 173rd person to ask you this question. Will Ben Simmons shoot from the outside this year? What conversations have you had with him about that?
We had dinner in LA right when I took the job, and I told him, hey, Ben, I want you to do this. I want you to stop thinking about shooting and, I don't remember this narrative about Magic Johnson got him to take more threes. So if he was Rondo, when I was with the Celtics, that we won a title with as a quote-unquote non-shooting guard on the floor. They were just great players. Ben Simmons is a great player. Ben Simmons can do things that no one else or very few guys know he can do. And I want him to get doing it. You know, I want him to do it every time down the floor. When you have a healthy Joel Embiid and a healthy Ben Simmons, with all the shooting that we've added with this team, I think we can do some special stuff.
That is certainly what fans in Philly are hoping. Now, Doug is one of few coaches to lead both the Sixers and the Celtics. Chris Webber, the other. You're correct. And that'll do it for the trivia portion of our telecast. America's first halftime report continues right here on TNT.
How you doing, party?
Parmesan, Asiago, and fresh mozzarella.
All this cheesing is rather pleasing.
Pepperoni cheese and cheese, only $7. Pizza, pizza.
Grab the T-Bone passport. Oh, stop, you're going too far. Whoa, is this TiVo now?
Get all your favorite shows in one place. TiVo Stream 4K. Streaming solved.
Napalit ako, hintis ka hatalipapa. May sexy nga babae nga anyara ni Carla. Gimbaligyan ako, haniya tahong. Dako daw matambok, baratongan lison. Nanganugon ako, na makita ng iba. Gimpalit ko dayon, ang tahong ni Carla. Pag-uli habalay, diretso ko ginluto. Gimbo ka ambot niya, ngang gintilawang ko. Ako inhumangahan, ngan napausa. Mapula-pulangan, mahumok ang tahong niya. Matarotam is manatok, maharang-harang. Naiiba ang tahong na ako natitilawan. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Gintistingan ko, liwat pagprituha. Bangin mas marasa kontra ang ginisa. Ginhugasan hin maupay, ngang ginsunad. Gimpahiran hin margarin nga diri magmaluad. Ako inabot ukan, ang akong pagtulon. Kay mas marasa pa kontra nimported nga tahong. Ginkaon nga tanan, pati ang balayan. Waray nabilin ngan, waray ko may gingkaragan. Nanguro ka nagtuhod, nganan akong paa. Agihang tahong ni Carla nga marasa. Pulosan akong t-shirt, nga akong ginlubas. Agihang paggawas, haaking balhas. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. 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 Ang kada nga pagkikita namon ni Carla. May ada ko na inabaka iya. Nagtaga gusto na ako kang Carla. Agihang tahong niya nga marasa. Pag sumati ko nga gusto ko hiya. Ako inalipay hangin baton niya. Hato pa daw hampag kita namon. May ada na daw hiya. Gusto na ha akon paglabay lahin. Mga tulog ka bulan. Nagdesisyon kami nga magpakasal sa simbahan. Yan na kay naglulungon na kami nga duha. Solong-solo ko na ang tahong ni Carla. Oh, tahong makarog-karog. Makarog-karog 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 ang tahong ni Carla.
For some of us, our daily journey is a short.
How you doing?
Save 50% when you pay per mile on state.
Napalit ako, hintis lahat alipapa. May sexy nga babae nga anyara ni Carla. Gimbaligyaan ako, haniya tahong. Dako daw matambok, baratongan lison. Nanganugon ako, na makita ng iba. Gimpalit ko dayon, ang tahong ni Carla. Pag uli habalay, diretso ko ginluto. Jimbo ka ambot niya, ngang gintilawang ko. Ako in humangahan, ngan napausa. Mapula-pulangan, mahumok ang tahong niya. Matarotam is manatok, maharang-harang. Naiibahan tahong, na ako natitilawan. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Gintistingan ko, liwat pagprituha. Bangin mas marasa kontra ang ginisa. Ginhugasan hin maupay, ngang ginsunad. Gimpahiran hin margarin nga diri magmaluad. Ako inabot ukan, ang akong pagtulon. Kay mas marasa pa kontra nimpoted nga tahong. Ginkaon nga tanan, pati ang balayan. Waray na bilingan, waray ko may gingkaragan. Nanyuro ka nagtuhod, nganan akong paa. Agihan tahong ni Carla nga marasa. Kulotan akong t-shirt, nga akong ginlubas. Agihang paggawas, haaking balhas. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. 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 Kada adlaw nga pagkikita namon ni Carla. May ada ko na inabaka iya. Nagkakagusto na ako kang Carla. Agihang tahong niya nga marasa. Pag sumati ko, nga gusto ko hiya. Ako inalipay hangin baton niya. Hato pa daw hampag kita namon. May ada na daw hiya. Gusto na ha ako.
I'm able to provide the life for my family that I never had.
I know that this job is just the beginning for me.
And the 76ers have a 6-point lead over the Celtics at halftime. Marv Albert, Chris Webber, and Chris, I'd have to say this would appear to be a first preseason game, particularly the way both teams are shooting. Boston at 15 of 42, 36%, and the Sixers 21 of 43, 49%, 1 of 12 from downtown.
And don't forget to just share the wealth, Mark. What about the 10 turnovers in the first quarter? I mean, this is preseason, and as Coach Brad Stevens told us with our interview with him, don't worry about this. He likes these type of games because it allows him to coach a little bit more when they're off days.
Right, he said he wanted to watch more film, and he certainly will have that opportunity.
Yes.
Celtics just 6 of 19 from three-point range.
He doesn't
and
come
Simmons.
Out starting, Marv, as as Simmons does the pass, what you're about to say, I just noticed, though, that Embiid didn't come out and wasn't starting the second half. And, you know, sometimes when you have a good half as a big man or as a star player, you want to say, okay, leave well enough alone. Now let's let everyone else get involved.
Well, Dwight Howard has checked in for Embiid as Marcus Smart was able to hit that corner jumper. And at the other end, came up with the steal.
Okay.
Oh, and a beautiful lead pass. Javonte Green, who started the game, taking that lead off the steal from Smart.
I don't even know how Smart got that steal. It looked like he just dove right in the way of the right-hand finish.
And last touch by the Sixers, so the ball back to Boston.
Yeah, this is the preseason, but I tell you what, Smart, his effort, it travels. Diving on the floor, getting the easy finish for his young boy.
Here's Tatum for three. So Tatum and Brown have had their problems. Tatum now 3 of 11. Brown is 1 of 11 from the field. There's Harris. Tobias Harris. 10 points, 8 rebounds. Tatum getting inside, taking advantage against Shake Milton, who goes 6'4", 6'5". And Simmons is fouled.
Tatum can do so much on the floor, and this is where I like seeing him give you a steady dose, a steady balance. He's so good in so many different areas, and he's young. Needs a little bit more of experience to learn himself, because some games maybe you shouldn't even take a three, just dominate inside, but he has the skill set to give you a steady dose of whatever you want at any time.
And what happened there is Simmons is looking around. Apparently a foul is called as Simmons made contact with Smart right there.
Yeah, a little chicken wing, but do you see where he is? He's on that free throw line extended elbow, and that's where you want him, because he can have the whole floor to himself, and being a great passer, he can find other players.
A lob for Williams, and he was pushed. Robert Williams, 3-year man out of Texas A&M. Getting the playing time tonight with Daniel Tice sitting out with a back problem. Williams to the line, just a 65% free throw shooter last season. Well, now they say no foul. Ball was deflected out of bounds. Williams off the pass.
He has so much energy that just cutting allows him to get to those open lanes, but maybe even more importantly, it puts the defender in such a tough position. He doesn't know who to go to.
Nice pass down low to set up Howard, and he is fouled, so Dwight Howard will head to the line.
His presence, Dwight Howard, on this Philadelphia team not only gives you a veteran, not only gives you an NBA champion and a guy that enjoys the game, but gives you another 7-footer. And it's really hard to have a style and a tendency as a team when you don't have the bench to back up your starters to allow you to play in a consistent role. He will, though he can't play the same style as Embiid, he allows you to keep the same size and pace.
And was a valuable backup last season with the champion LA Lakers. The Sixers, Dwight's 6th NBA team. Philadelphia is led by as many as 12. They're up here by 3 early third quarter. Tatum, Brown, and Williams up front off the steal. Harris trying to give it back, but it was deflected away. AJ Green was off. Harris posting.
And this is where I'd like to see Tatum become a playmaker. I know how good he is. I know how skilled he is. But in order to take that step as the next level player, he has to become as good of a decoy as he is a player. There's certain times in your game you just got to get other guys off and set the table for that. And when he does that, I think he'll become the complete player. And this team could become the complete team.
Napalit ako, hindi sa hatali papa. May sexy nga babae nga anyara ni Carla. Gimbaligyaan ako, han iya tahong. Dako daw matambok, baratongan lison. Nanganugon ako, na makita ng iba. Gimpalit ko dayon, ang tahong ni Carla. Pag-uli habalay, diretso ko ginluto. Jimbo ka ambot niya, ngang gintilawang ko. Ako in humangahan, ngan napausa. Mapula-pulangan, mahumok ang tahong niya. Matarotam is manatok, maharang-harang. Naiibahan tahong, na ako natitilawan. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Gintistingan ko, liwat pagprituha. Bangin mas marasa kontra ng ginisa. Ginhugasan hin maupay, ngang ginsunat. Gimpahiran hin margarin, nga diri magmaluad. Ako inabot ukan, ang akong pagtulon. Kay mas marasa pa kontra nimpotig nga tahong. Ginkaon nga tanan, pati ang balayan. Waray na bilingan, waray ko may gingkaragan. Nanguro ka nagtuhod, nganan akong paa. Agihan tahong ni Carla nga marasa. Pulosan akong t-shirt, nga akong ginlubas. Agihang paggawas, haaking balhas. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. 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 Ang kada adlaw nga pagkikita namon ni Carla, may adako na inabaka iya. Nagkakagusto na ako kang Carla. Agihang tahong niya nga marasa. Pag sumati ko, nga gusto ko niya. Ako inalipay ang ginbaton niya. Hatog pa daw ang pagkita namon, may ada na daw hiya. Gusto na nga akon paglabay lahin. Mga tulog ka bulan, nagdesisyon kami nga magpakasal sa simbahan. Diyan na kay naglulungon na kami nga duha. Solong-solo ko na ang tahong ni Carla. Oh, tahong, makarog-karog. Makarog-karog ang tahong ni Carla. Oh.
The Celtics, as this third quarter is about to get underway, we are joined by Jason Phillips, Vice President, Head of Replay Center Operations. One-time top-flight NBA official for 19 seasons. Jason, thanks for joining us from your headquarters, the Replay Center. And as you go into the new season, and we had talked about this earlier, what determined the points of emphasis that you have been able to point out? Traveling, freedom of movement, respect for the game.
Yeah, Marv, so that's a collaboration between the competition committee, the board of governors, general managers, coaches, and of course the referee operations department all come together to make a decision on what they want to focus on this year. And really this season is just a refocus on last year. Everybody feels like the game is in a good place now.
You know, Jason, in the game is in a good place, and because of the business of basketball, the players and the officials alike. And first of all, I saw you standing next to Tony Brothers. Tell him, one, I'm trying to still get the league to rescind the technical he gave me in 2005. And secondly, you know, being a ref sometimes is a thankless job. And how do you guys take the information that's given to you, the emphasis, and then how do you process and adopt it when you still have old tendencies?
Chris, I first of all appreciate the kind words with that. And to answer your question, is every man and woman on this staff, you know, contrary to popular belief, put hours and hours of work into this job and hours of videotape work. And it is their job, it's their career. And to be successful in this, you can't just show up and do the job. That's why everyone on this staff, from number 1 to number 73, takes this very, very seriously, and each year focuses on those points of emphasis, not only those, but every rule, and is very knowledgeable of the rules and how to apply them in the game, but especially has focus on those areas.
Jason, getting back to traveling, which is so difficult because there are players who are extremely gifted in actually disguising the travel, as you know.
Yeah, very good point, Marv. Yeah, so we've actually, as the game changes over the past several years, the mechanics for referees have changed, and there used to be historically a focus on the defensive player prior to the dribble by the offensive player. Now the referees are actually being trained to go to the pivot foot of the offensive player first, and to make sure that they observe that, because like you said, players work on these moves all day long and are so quick, and in my opinion, we have the best athletes in the world, and therefore they do make it very difficult for us. And once we figure something out as referees, they begin to try to figure out how to create another best move that they would have.
One final point, with fans not in attendance due to the COVID protocols, I know that referees, and you can relate to this as a one-time official, I don't think you mind the fact that there's no crowd, or do you?
You know, Marv, that's an interesting point, because I know that they are piping in crowd noise into these arenas, and interestingly enough, in the quieter arenas, back when fans were in there, and hopefully in the future when fans are there, it's easier to pick out that one or two voices that stand out. But most referees, once the ball goes up, they get locked into the game, and really, I think, Chris, you could probably speak to this too, actually kind of block all that other noise out.
Jason, thank you so much for joining us. No replays thus far to look at.
We're here if you need us.
And I agree with Jason. Just as players get better during the